How do you like your steak, bitch?
This is the Horrible Film School. Take a seat and slowly peel open your Trapper Keepers. I am Chris, and I'm here with Professor Hootie.
What's up, fellas? Beginning to think my neighbor's shithole just might be a nest.
You saw your neighbor's shithole?
Referring to their house.
Oh,
As
okay.
James Woods calls houses in this film shitholes.
Man, that shithole looks like a perfect nest. You do live at the beach, so there's probably some Lost Boys vibes going on that you're not aware of.
This is true.
We are also joined by a man who's always got wood, Professor Joy, a.k.a. Dr. Nasty.
Oh, I got that birch, baby. You know what I'm talking about. Yes.
I would have said redwood, but... that's
on a
just
more
me.
serious note, Chris, do you want to talk about the heartbreaking news
You talking
from
about
earlier today?
David Lynch passed away today, man. Got it
You're
on
the
my
only
phone.
person that I know has watched that fucking TV show. So
Got
you
it
go
on
ahead
my
and talk about
phone
it
right at 1 p.m. today. I had to send a message to my boss. He's a big fan, too. I was like, damn, dude, this sucks.
What a brown noser. Talking to his boss about a dead man.
Oh, my boss is a big fan, dude. He's the one who put me onto it. That's the reason I did the whole filmography last year. But yeah, rest in peace. He's a legend. He, coolest looking 78-year-old man of all time. Greatest hair I've ever seen on somebody in their 70s. Swear to God.
That's all I know about David Lynch is the hair.
He looks like a
The hair
character
is
from
fantastic.
the Jetsons.
Exactly. He looks like cool personified. How did somebody put it today when I was reading about him? He was the most brilliant person in the most simple of bodies. Because you hear him speak, dude was like so Midwestern, like simple, easy, like cool as fuck, man.
Was he like Simple Jack?
Oh no, but he's definitely got like that. If you think of like
Jesus.
Midwest country folk, that is exactly what that man sounds
I ain't
like.
got a good brain.
Oh yeah, it was a little too late for that one there, Joy. I think we're all above that kind of humor now, right? We definitely would
I
not
don't know.
find
I
that
still
funny
like
at
it.
2 a.m. when we
I
were
like it.
mildly intoxicated.
Mildly intoxicated. I don't know about you. Who you're talking about?
A little sedated. All right, yeah, so I mean, that's the big news of the day for me personally. But I do have a few little horror tidbits I found on the internet too I want to share with you boys. Have you heard of this movie, Heart Eyes? It comes out on February 7th of this year.
Is it a Valentine's movie?
It is a Valentine's Day horror movie featuring Devon Sawa's return to the big screen.
Oh, shit.
We're resurrecting this
Wait,
man's
the big
career.
screen. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's been on
movie
what,
screen.
Chucky.
Okay.
That's been his thing.
Yeah,
lately.
he was in that first season, I think.
Yeah, it looks pretty interesting. I know we haven't had like a great Valentine's horror movie probably since Bloody Valentine, right? There was Valentine, the one from like
I'll say,
03. God, that was terrible. Memory
Wait,
serves,
wasn't
it
Happy
sucked.
Death Day a Valentine's Day movie?
It was New Year's, wasn't it?
It was a birthday.
Birthday,
thing.
yeah.
I like that
So-
movie. It's pretty good.
It's in the title, Joy.
It's right there in the damn title, bro.
Well, ain't I fucking stupid then?
A little
Kinda
bit.
way. Move this thing along.
Also found this. Andy Muschietti, who we know is the guy who did It Chapter 1 and 2, unfortunately, revealed there's a 3-season plan in mind for Welcome to Derry. It's going to be told at different times in flashback. The first season takes place in 62, then 35, and then 1908. Thought that was a pretty cool concept. So I guess we're pushing back to the origin of Pennywise as it relates to Derry personally.
So
No
Pennywise
spoilers.
goes back that far?
It depends on what you consider canon at this point, sir. If you want to talk
I
about
read
the
the book,
books, it's it's way deeper than that. But maybe as it relates to the city of Derry personally, 1908 might be the origin.
Isn't that a big issue with the second movie? Like they go into explaining too much
Yeah, they try to go
about the
cosmic,
origins,
I think,
and
with
it just like fucking makes it so confusing. And
yeah, especially if you're not like the book sets that tone. The first movie does not, and then the second one just I don't know. The tone shift kind of shits all over the mythology, I think. Also, point of note here, Fede Alvarez has confirmed that the effects used to bring Ian Holm back to the screen have been quote-unquote fixed.
Thank God. Holy fuck
Apparently,
my ass.
it was CGI on top of an animatronic, and the new version goes back to just the animatronic.
Why the fuck would they do that
He
in the
says,
first place?
quote unquote, it's way better. Why would you have put CGI on the top of it then, is my question.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
I think we all had that
just
same
go
note
with what
when we
works.
saw it, so.
I guarantee you that was somebody higher up that asked for that. They probably paid for that technology and they wanted to use it.
You think so?
It just
But
sounds
he
like
knows,
something that
like,
an executive would
A
do.
guy who, he remade The Evil Dead, like, obviously he knows the value of practical effects. Why would you? I don't know. It's a studio movie. You probably don't get final cut, but damn, dude.
Right.
From a practicality standpoint, in the movie, we know he's an animatronic. We know he's an android. Why do you have to make him look realistic at that point?
It was just in service. It was fan service. That's all it was, right? They wanted it to be. They wanted you to believe that the actor was on screen that we all remember from.
That's literally like the part of the movie that almost stands out the most.
Oh yeah, it's a sore thumb. Everyone knew it walking out of there. No one had to say it. We all knew exactly what we were referring to, right? That one part
Were we
looked like
high
shit.
in that movie? Like, is
I
that
was
when we
a
got
little
really high? Or was that Long Leg?
No, you fell asleep in Long Legs. I
I
think
think Long Legs was I fell out because I was.
We are talking about Alien Romulus. I don't think we said the title of the movie yet.
Alien
We're
Romulus.
discussing.
Yeah.
So
Alien
people
Romulus.
just
Again, it was such a point of contention that we didn't even have to give you the details. The context.
It was such a
all
good
there.
movie. I love.
For sure. The finally last thing I got, for the first time in 37 years, Hellraiser is returning to theaters on February 5th and 6th with a newly remastered 4K release.
Jesus.
I'm good.
Yeah. I know Hootie was talking about his sensitivity to excessive gore. So go watch that in 4K on the big screen, bud.
Dude, that movie's about pleasure and pain, big boy.
That was hard to watch on my library DVD that I rented.
Oh, yeah. Don't get him started on the library DVDs.
Well, I have something that I don't normally come to this show with news.
Oh, you actually did
This is
some
about-
homework for once? Look at
This
this.
is
Go
about me.
ahead. Go ahead.
Look at that. I actually care about the show, guys. Okay. And it's actually around, like we said on the show a lot, our Southern treats, Little Debbie.
Oh, man.
Oh, shit.
You tell me you got
Coming
some
out.
bootleg
Hey,
news.
that's one of my favorite topics to talk about.
I don't know when it's coming out, but I know it's soon. Little Debbie is coming out with a Nutty Buddy cream pie.
Dude,
How the
I just
hell does
cream
that
pied
work?
hearing that.
I'm excited.
So it's like the cookie, the wafer?
I don't know. It's some kind of magical science.
It sounds like something that a genius had to come up with.
I don't know if we've discussed it yet, but raisin cream pies are like one of my top 3 favorite Little Debbie treats.
I think we've talked about this
So,
in excess. At
Noodle,
least between the three of us.
Nutty
we have.
Buddy cream
I think we
pies
beat the Little
is
Debbie
gonna
horse
be.
to death.
This is gonna be a fucking. Let's start a Little Debbie podcast.
It's a revolution. Oh, yeah, that's a niche audience we haven't tapped into yet.
That is such a neat. I don't know if I will listen
Snack
to that.
podcast. They're snack
We just
size.
try snacks. We all try new snacks.
Every episode is bite-sized, if you will.
I will
Speaking
say-
of which, has anybody tried those new Taco Bell chicken nuggets?
Nah, I did see them
Yeah.
on the app the other day, though.
I
Those things
recently
are
went-
fucking banging.
Oh, you tried them? Okay.
Like the sauce on top of it, and you got the corn tortilla breading and stuff.
That's
Aye, aye,
tortilla for most people.
But yeah, the corn tortilla, that shit is good.
I was at Taco Bell, I don't know, last week sometime, and I just can't not go there and just get like 3 cheesy gordita crunches.
Yeah, nothing beats a damn crunch, dog.
So
You get all the
It's
texture
just
and the
hard.
flavor, and the sauce in the side of it's just banging.
ah,
The deluxe box. Just get the deluxe box. You get like 5 things for like $8.
I'm a flatbread fan. I like the flatbread sandwich they have.
Nice. Moving on. Today's assignment is 1998's. You got to say this. John Carpenter's Vampires. Today's lesson is real simple, boys. Prepare for the dawn. And as this was Hootie's choice, I will hand it off to him.
this is my choice. Very excited to review this film. It's been on my short list of films I've hoped to cover on this podcast since we started the show. I think during Demon Night I talked about this, but there was this another very short list of films that were just always on during my childhood. And Demon Knight and Vampires and a few others were just always on. So I've seen Vampires, I don't know how many times.
So all these movies that came out in like 97, 98, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. I guess my dad must have bought HBO, and then we just wore HBO out.
Oh yeah, we're in the same boat. Like I think we had the same experience.
So
I remember watching that scene where the guy's like sucking on a clit.
Yeah,
as a vampire.
I thought it was
my
way
papa,
longer, man.
My papa is sitting there and he's making weird noises over in the corner.
He's eyeballing Joy the whole time.
That's how you do it, boy.
As soon as the opening scene started and you hear that score of dun, 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 it like all came right back.
Yeah. It's like putting on an old stinky ass t-shirt watching this again.
So before we get into what we think about the film, let's see what the fans thought back in 1998, 99-ish. These are from IMDb. First up, Ali Star Thacker from November of 1999. Titled Macho, Cheesy, Boring. 15-year-old geeks into Megadeth might like it. Simple lines. Grr, let's go kill some vampires. I don't cry, I'm a man. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Slap. I've never subscribed.
My favorite scene of the movie.
Shut the fuck up, bitch. Slap. That's a t-shirt.
I've never subscribed to thinking that movies make people violent. However, when I left the cinema, I wanted to kill the makers. If I'd actually paid to see it, I would have begun a random killing spree. Don't go. It'll ruin your night. 1 out of 10 stars.
I don't know of any review we've ever read on here that's a negative review that makes me want to see the movie more than what you just read.
That person needs help. Good. Whoever they are, I think they might have like real psychological issues. Makes me want to go on a killing spree.
So on the other spectrum, let's see somebody actually like the film. From Rim 1010 from December 1998, titled Neat Twist on an Old Story. If you love vampire movies, you should love this one. Wow. Tie the vampires to religion and you will get a reaction. This movie shows a new twist on the creation of the first vampire, and boy is he mean. Not too much sucking in this film, not like most of its type. Makes you feel good that we have Blade on our side. Pretty bloody and gory, but hey, that's what vampires are all about. Great entertainment if you like all the killing. They were bad guys after all. Bring the holy water, you'll need it. 9 out of 10 stars.
I want this person to review more movies. Like the way they worded a lot of that was so wholesome for a movie talking about, cutting dudes in half and tearing people's hearts out.
It's very much a 1998 written review right there.
I just love the line. Not too much sucking in this film.
Oh, there's enough suck going on, that's for sure. Jack Crow. I just want to say that.
That fucking character name, dude. It's like a middle schooler writing a graphic novel.
Exactly.
And Joey, you had spoken on how like you also watched this movie probably as much as I did. Did you not want to be Jack Crow when you were a kid?
I actually wanted to be Montoya.
Oh yeah,
lover boy.
Yeah. I've always been a romantic at heart. You know what I mean?
It was those eyes.
You just gotta beat him into submission. That's how you get him to love you.
I think this was even one of those movies like in the rotation amongst us and like a couple of buddies where we would like quote unquote play the movie. Like, like what character do you want to be? Blah 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 blah.
Chris always wanted to be Padre. I don't know. Chris always wanted to be Padre.
Hell yeah, I want to be Padre. Padre's a G by the end of it.
I was always the fat guy with the curly hair with the sawed-off shotgun.
Yeah. I want to be fat guy with the curly hair with the sawed-off shotgun. All right, I guess. I mean, you can give him a name if you'd like.
So, writer-director here, directed by John Carpenter, who, well, then Halloween, They Live. I feel like we've gone to this guy enough. Do you guys
Whoa. You really going to gloss over fucking JC like that?
Well, I'm not the biggest John Carpenter fan, so I left this open for you guys.
Award-winning composer, horror messiah. I mean, this guy's like during like the mid-70s to late 80s, like he was met with so much critical success. However, with so much commercial failure.
Yeah, everything he made that like shit the bed is considered fantastic now. Like so many cult classics.
I mean, aside from Halloween and being the opposite section, because I think that grossed what, like 70? Well, not gross 70 million, but like made 70 million.
Oh yeah, it made a ton of money for basically zero budget. Was the most successful film of all time until the Blair Witch Project.
But that's the thing with John Carpenter. The guy's, he's considered horror royalty, horror Mount Rushmore type shit.
A master of horror.
In terms of like a director. But his work as a composer and in the field of cinematic scores and music is just as like heralded.
You're talking about the don't.
See, that's the thing. Even with this movie here, like that comes off as being kind of campy and silly a lot. Like the score is like, it's, I guess, underappreciated, but it's like it has such a like.
It's a bass player's dream.
It's just like it's there. It's like in the background, but it wouldn't be the same movie without it.
I had a quote from John Carpenter here because I didn't know what all we would come to the table with. He says, "In France, I am an auteur. In Germany, a filmmaker. In Britain, a genre film director. And in the USA, a bum."
A bum? What the fuck is he a bum?
I think he's talking about his 90s failures as a director.
Oh,
I think he might be talking about like Hollywood as a whole. Like the dude's like always been overly cynical and critical of Hollywood in general.
Yeah, studios are not a fan of this guy. Even now he's a guy who hasn't made a movie in 12, 15 years, which was the first movie he had made in like 10 years at that point. He has no qualms about walking away from Hollywood or movie making in general. All he cares about now apparently is video games and the Los Angeles Lakers.
He loves video games that much.
He plays video games constantly.
Wow. Does he have a stream somewhere?
He probably does. I doubt he has like a publicly shared username, but I guarantee he's got some kind of a Twitch setup.
Yeah, he's got a fucking gamer tag. It's Freddy Cougar sucks dick.
Fuck you, Freddy. Dream Demon D's nuts.
It's Michael Myers greater than symbol fucking Jason Voorhees.
There were 2 writers attached to this film. One of them, of course, being John Steakley, who wrote the novel Vampires with a $sign as the S.
You say Steakley. I think it's, what's that where you have a funny name, Chris? That's not really your actual name. Like a pen name, or what do they call it?
Oh, like a pseudonym?
Pseudonym. Like Steakley, I think, is a play on steak.
I saw that. I was like, there's no way this is a vampire writer's
yeah, it's
real
a play
name.
on like a vampire reference, I think.
Steakley.
So this is a mystery man.
I mean,
Carpenter.
It may just be his creative name. Who knows?
Well, this John Steakley only wrote this novel and one other named Armor in his lifetime.
Yeah, I saw that. That's pretty interesting. How do you write 2 and then one of them ends up in the hands of John Carpenter?
Johnny Boy loves some vampires.
And why the hell is the $sign like baked into the original styling of the title? Personally, I find that off-putting.
It does come off as a little like Dollar General.
Yeah, like hokey, right?
No, maybe it's in reference to the fact that these vampire hunters are doing this for like money or something.
Like a career.
Like this is their profession. It's not just like we do this because it's what you're supposed to do, or it's the good thing to do. Like they're literally being paid fat stacks of cash so they can pay for whores and liquor.
Oh, yeah.
To back up, I mean no ill will towards Dollar General.
Dollar General's perfectly fine, I guess. But what was I gonna say?
Go there every morning for a Celsius.
Every morning?
No, every other morning.
You could just buy like 3
12-pack.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it's when I want to like get away from work for a little bit.
Oh, it's like part of a ritual. Yeah, I gotcha. But I did read that he liked this movie, but he felt like very little of his novel was actually in the final film. I think John Carpenter took a lot of liberties with the final version of the story.
It's by no means a perfect film, so the dude's every right to say that.
Yeah, I mean, if you said he wrote 2 books, or he had 2 books that were published successfully,
yes.
But I'm sure he's probably got some kind of attachment to his stories. They're his babies.
The adapter here being Don Jacoby?
Jacoby, maybe.
Jacoby. Don Jacoby, who also wrote Double Team, Life Force, and a little gem that I love, Evolution.
Yeah, this dude has some really unusual writing credits. He also had written Arachnophobia, apparently. But he's often, I was reading through, because I was like, there's no way this one guy wrote all this shit, and I've never heard of him. But he's often part of a group of writers. So I don't know if he's like a consummate rewriter or what his situation is. Fucking Evolution. You talking about that Tim Allen joint?
No, that's
Tim
Galaxy
Allen?
Quest.
Galaxy Quest. How did you know exactly?
Hell no, but motherfucker, you talking about the guy from
David
Mulder and
Duchovny?
Scully? What the hell, David Duchovny?
David
Ain't
Duchovny,
the guy who shoved that
Orlando
gerbil up his
Jones.
ass.
How did Hootie know the exact segue that was in my brain there? He went straight from Evolution to Galaxy Quest. How did he know that?
Because I know Tim Allen.
That
How
is
did you
kind of
know
weird
that's
now
the
that I
movie I
think
was
about that.
thinking
How
of?
the fuck did you know he was talking about Galaxy Quest when he was trying to think about
Something about him
Evolution
is
movie?
similar,
That's kind of
right?
weird.
Well, Galaxy Quest and Evolution came out about the same time. They're
Yeah,
similar
maybe
That's
to
a,
shit.
that's a
space
fucking movie,
genres.
boy. Alan Rickman, Sigourney Weaver.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking
So
of.
good. And all Galaxy Quest is a spoof film about Star Trek.
I do like Evolution though. Julianne Moore is smoking hot.
I do remember Double Team from 1997 with Mr. Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dennis Rodman, if I recall correctly.
Speaking, I'm glad you brought it up. Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman was the celebrity guest, whatever you want to call him, that opened the Danville, Virginia casino.
I thought he was like in Korea
Really?
now.
Yeah.
Is he from the area?
I don't think so. I think he might have been like the cheapest celebrity to get for the Danville casino.
Hell yeah.
Did he like dunk a basketball or something?
Oh, well, I hope he did. Oh, well, hope he blocked somebody trying to look at basketball.
Dude, his daughter is hot shit. She's like she's a big time soccer player.
Hopefully
Yeah, she
he like,
hates his
rebounded a missed shot. She hates his ass because he's like
Yeah.
into the Korean stuff.
Well, he was never around, and she publicly says that
Yeah,
every
that'll
chance
do
she
it.
gets.
That'll do it.
That's all I got, fellas, for the behind the scenes. Anything else you want to call out?
You mean as far as the crew?
Yes.
I got nothing else on the crew. It was, like I said, John Carpenter, legend. Hard to toot that horn any louder. We've done it several times. Probably going to do it several more. He is the driving, in my mind, creative force behind this picture.
Peckshaw. So some little tidbits here. This movie actually had a lot of them, which I was kind of shocked by. So I'll do a few here. Carpenter created a deal with James Woods where Carpenter would film a scene as it was written, and then Woods could improvise the second take. Carpenter found to his delight that many of Woods' suggestions were, quote, brilliant.
Yeah, from what I read, he was like really on James Woods' his persona, like him being an asshole, is kind of like what got him this part. And it kind of seems like it's part of his personal personality at this point. If you know anything about James Wood in 2024.
He very much has like he isn't. I'm not gonna say the way he acts or the way he presents himself is similar to Ryan Reynolds, but you know how Ryan Reynolds kind of embodies how he actually is, like, with his roles.
Like we don't know where
James Woods is the same deal.
Where the actor ends and where the character begins. Like they're kind of synonymous.
I've never watched, and I kind of realized this going through this movie, a lot of James Woods films. This is like the one James Wood movie that I really know.
Yeah, when I snagged his filmography, I was surprised at how sparse it was. For me personally.
And I have a tidbit about Carpenter and why he may have called himself a bum earlier in his little personal quote. Vampires convinced Carpenter to keep directing. Carpenter had lost his love for filmmaking and was heavily considering going into retirement following the failure that was Escape from L.A. Because, in his words, it stopped being fun. However, when Carpenter was offered the job for Vampires, he was intrigued by the promise of making a horror-western hybrid, something he had wanted since the 70s. He made a deal with himself. Make one more movie, and if it still isn't fun, retire. And, well, we all know what happened next, boys. We got Ghost of Mars.
We got GOM, for those in the know. But yeah, kind of talking to like the numbers of this movie. I'll go ahead and talk about the box office real quick since you were talking about the success of it. Apparently it grossed roughly $20 million in the United States on a $20 million budget. but the worldwide numbers are never official. But Carpenter said it was like massively successful overseas, particularly in Japan. And they said it made like $42 million on home video rental and purchase sales, which we probably contributed to between the three of us. But it is his only financially successful film of the 90s. And to date, it is the last financially successful film he has directed.
See, I was reading up on that as well. I think In the Mouth of Madness with Sam Neill was like borderline.
That was close. That was like 91-ish, 92.
However, Escape from L.A., Memoirs of an Invisible Man, and Village of the Damned were box office flops.
Village of the Damned was a Carpenter movie?
Yeah, that was like the 95 version, right?
Was that like a fucking Children of the Corn knockoff?
Yes, little white-haired kids. You don't remember that? With the red eyes?
I don't think a different movie. Sorry.
Yeah, it was.
You're thinking about Queen of the Damned.
There you go. See,
is that what it is?
How'd you know that?
That's what you're fucking thinking about. God
with Aaliyah,
damn.
That was
You talking about Aaliyah doing that fucking sexual dance, dog?
The Vampire Lestat.
I like how I can just bring up any random movie and Joey just goes right to the sexy.
I'm going to tell you where the boner happened.
Here's the thing. Queen of the Damned, like her fucking gyrating her hips, dog, and just like working that thing. Whew.
Shaggy Dog. Go, Joy.
Wait, is that the shit with Justin Timberlake?
That's the Tim Allen joint, isn't it?
Well, that's Black Snake Moan. What the fuck am I talking?
Everything's a Tim Allen.
And I'm fucking thinking, I thought you said Black Snake Moan. I'm thinking about Christina Ricci, butt ass naked, tied to a fucking radiator.
There we go. Bucket of blood.
I think another note on the budget here. It said it was originally set to be made with a $60 million budget and got slashed down to 20 at the last minute. Which is why Carpenter...
Fucking $40 million at the last minute?
That's a big deal, dude. But that's why Carpenter pretty much went in there and rewrote the script himself. If I was him, like I came out of retirement, quote unquote, for this, and they cut my budget in like a quarter at the last minute, I would just say, forget it, I'm done.
Here's the thing, man. He took lemons and made lemonade, honestly. Because this movie doesn't look all that cheap. Yeah, there's certain scenes that look cheap. Namely, when Valak is fucking climbing up on the boxcar of the train.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
it looks like him climbing on a box and a bunch of fans are just blowing his fucking hair. Yeah, so. But the rest, I mean, a lot of the movies, it does a lot with a little.
Well, thankfully,
it's commendable.
It's set in the desert, so they didn't spend a lot on landscape.
Yeah, a lot of natural lighting.
Which, can I just pause here? A little side road. Is Escape from L.A. that bad?
Well, I think it's as a follow-up to Escape from New York. Like, Escape from New York is heralded as, like, one of Carpenter's best. And it gave us Snake Plissken.
Yeah, that's true.
I think when you had to, like, wait for it, like, the anticipation building up to it would probably stain your opinion of it compared to, I'll just watch 4 of these movies in a row. You're like, oh, that wasn't that bad, you know? I saw this. I thought this was pretty funny about the lead role of Jack Crow, originally cast with Dolph Lundgren.
Oh.
And it was reported that Willem Dafoe would be eyed to play Valak. The Dafoe casting would have been the shit.
Yeah, but could he pull off sexy vampire?
Oh, definitely not.
Could you imagine Willem Dafoe eating a girl out?
Yes.
Like, I'm not even talking about as a vampire. I'm just talking about at all.
As a human being, man. The Green Goblin, bro. Willem Dafoe's great in everything.
I mean, it's very good. I don't know why. I don't know how the image of Dolph Lundgren being a towering man standing over Valak. It's not really good for...
Oh, so you're saying this is a height issue with
I think for
the Dafoe casting?
For me, it is. It makes...
How tall do you think Willem Dafoe is? Like 3 foot tall?
Well, Dolph Lundgren's like 6'5".
Yeah, Dolph is...
He's that big?
Yeah, he's like a freak of nature athlete.
In this film, Valak is slightly taller than James Woods. He could have lifts on, I have no idea, but they're equal, at least.
Also, Alec Baldwin, apparently he's a big fan of John Carpenter, was cast to play Montoya, but quickly dropped out and recommended it to his brother Daniel.
I like how you said he quickly dropped out. What the hell happened?
That was the note, quickly dropped out. I guess he got on set and was like, this is fucking dog shit. They just cut $40 million off the budget.
Change it. You gave it, they got the fucking store brand fucking Alec Baldwin.
You want to save $40 million? Hire my brother. I also thought this was pretty weird that midway through production, Carpenter actually left the film due to creative differences, and your boy Greg Nicotero took over for a few days as director until Carpenter was persuaded back. I think this production was just fraught with issues, man.
Well, I mean, I would love to know which scenes that Nicotero shot. That'd be cool.
Probably the ones where he's actually in the movie.
Let's do some of the cool effect shit, because that's kind of my
Fucking
my
cast
bag.
himself.
Is he in the movie?
Yeah, he's in the movie. The
I
scene
didn't catch
where the guy gets carjacked.
That's Frank Darabont.
Wait, that's Frank Darabont. Wait, you said
What?
Greg Nicotero.
Nicotero, yeah, the special effects guy.
He did the special effects for this?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's one
shit.
of, like,
No
four
wonder it
of
looks
them.
so
If y'all
good.
had any other people to call out?
Oh, fuck. I didn't even think that, like, I really did like this, like, the practical effects in this, but I just got so sidetracked talking about John Carpenter.
So sidetracked.
So
Johnny
dreamy.
C. The only other thing I had was that this was news to me. There were 2 direct-to-video sequels from 2002 and 2005 titled Vampires Los Muertes and Vampires The Turning. Like how they just abandoned the Spanish language for that third one there.
I was on such a high from watching this film that
Don't tell me you watched those other ones.
I sought out the sequel with Bon Jovi.
Jeez.
As the lead
God.
guy.
John
And,
Bon Jovi's
it's-
in it?
He's the lead guy. He's the James
How does he
Woods.
do?
Is he
It's
Jack
bad.
Crow?
I couldn't. No, he's not Jack Crow. It's a different group of vampire hunters. I couldn't finish it. It was bad.
Is he on a
He's Leonard
motorcycle?
Falcon.
Hold on.
I'm
Does
sure
does he have a motorcycle at some point?
If he does, I didn't make it that far. I mean,
Does
I didn't
he
make it very
kill
far.
a vampire with a guitar?
Cowboy.
Steel horse I ride.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like this comes up a lot when we do these films. For some reason, I don't know if it's just like the thing to do, but Bruce Campbell was Carpenter's first choice to play Montoya.
What the hell? Bruce is too cool for that role, man.
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like he would be too much like James Woods.
Yeah, I want him to be Jack Crow at that point.
I think, all jokes aside, I think Daniel Baldwin actually does a really good job.
For like
I don't hate
sleazy
him.
dude, yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
The character's a bit, what's the word I'm looking for here?
Confusing.
It's a bit a
Hard.
product of the time, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Hard edged.
You don't see characters
Yeah.
like this in Netflix movies in 2025.
Sadly. I mean, come on now.
Some good old boys. Alabama Man, that's what I was thinking of from South Park. You remember him? Press the action button and he busts his wife's lip open.
Shut up, bitch. No, he was like, get me a beer, bitch.
He's holding a bowling ball and he hits her in the face with it.
Even how the Baldwin delivers the line of "I love her." It was like, does he really love her, or is this just like?
This dude just had an erection for 3 days and it's, yeah. He needs to crank it out.
Any tidbits, Joy?
But the only thing I'd like to add to the conversation, another casting
What
tidbit
if?
about casting. Clint Eastwood, Danny Glover, and Tommy Lee Jones were all offered the role
There's no way, bro.
Danny Glover
of
is
Crow,
Valak.
of Jack Crow.
Yes.
I think they wanted anybody but James Woods to play this role.
It's getting too dark for this shit. Damn it, Danny Glover. This is like
Imagine
Lethal
Tommy
Weapon
Lee
3,
Jones'
right?
old ass, like mushed up face.
No, this is 4.
Oh, he's at 4 at this point. Damn.
Yeah, 4 came out in the late 90s.
So we could have got Mel Gibson in here as Valak.
4 had Jet Li
Yes.
back in the day, and Chris Rock.
Chris Rock, yeah. He was
And
the
Joe Pesci.
son-in-law. Still love old Joe.
Last note I have. We all know I'm a Jeep guy. I love Jeeps. And when you talk about Jeeps in cinema, I feel like most people talk about Jurassic Park for good reason. I understand. But Montoya's Jeep in this film is bad to the fucking bone.
What the hell's so badass about it? The winch?
I don't know. It's a 1997 Jeep Wrangler.
It's very
and
easy to tie up a female. It's cheap. That's what's the best part.
It's real good for domestic abuse, kidnapping, and assault.
I just
Pulling
like the
vampires
fact,
out of the fucking house.
like, he uses a bikini top in certain shots. He uses, like, every aspect of this Jeep is used like you should use a Jeep in the real world.
So yeah, I'm getting lost in the vernacular here.
It's
I don't
got
even
the
know what you
winch.
mean.
It's got the gas tank on the back. It's got the bikini top. It's at some points topless.
What the hell's a bikini top?
So a bikini top is a little tarp that's only over you and your passenger in the front seats, and the back still open, which
Gotcha.
is a useful Jeep piece.
It's a feature. I got you.
So,
What the hell? The gas tank on the back? What the hell does that even mean?
well, if you're stuck out in the desert hunting vampires, Chris, and you run out of gas, you got some on the back.
All this production value lost on me here, man.
That Jeep is so badass. Spoiler on my piece of memorabilia. Nothing else, boys. Let's hop in to 1998's Vampires.
Look what you did! You fucking bit me! What are you fucking nuts?
We find Jack and Montoya checking out a shithole vampire nest somewhere in New Mexico. I know we want to go ahead and start doing I have so much shit about James Woods.
Might as well just lay it down there.
The movie literally fucking
Okay.
opens with like these two guys just standing there staring at a goddamn dilapidated shack.
I was scrolling my
Like,
notes now.
like another new. How's it looking, Jack? Like another New Mexican shithole. Perfect spot for a nest.
Montoya.
The amount of shots, and this really got on my nerves, I don't know why John Carpenter loves cutting so much, but he cuts to Baldwin's face just looking at Jack multiple times. That's all it is.
That's the real romance of the picture.
Well, I
if you
think it's
about
supposed
it.
to have these like really fast cutaways and like shots where it's like the camera is being pulled in to give that Western motif.
Okay, that was lost on me, but I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, he said that essentially, yeah, the only reason he wanted to make this movie is like, oh, you can make it into a fucking Western. Like you make Big River, you're making a John Wayne picture here. You're making The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly with vampires.
We will get to Valak's badass leather duster for sure. But Jack Crow, we've already brought him up, played by James Woods, who was in, first and foremost, John Q. And then Cat's Eye, The Hard Way with Michael J. Fox, Hercules, Scary Movie 2, and a film that he apparently was nominated for an Oscar, Salvador.
You know, all this like IMDb shit just led me to watch the opening scene of Scary Movie 2 again.
Yeah.
I knew
Like
it
literally,
was.
all this
That's
like
it, man.
because he was in like Videodrome. He's fucking the voice of Hades for all of like the Disney Hercules franchise. But it all just leads me to watch fucking Scary Movie 2.
Sitting on that toilet.
What did it say about you, Joe, that you skipped John Q, where Denzel Washington is trying to find his organ for his child? You went right to
Any
shit.
movie with Denzel in it, he always fucking takes like he takes so much attention from the audience. Nobody even realizes that James Woods was in that fucking movie.
Yeah, he
I
takes
actually
the
forgot he
air
was,
out of
to be
everyone
honest
else
with
in that movie. It's like the same thing we're talking with Gladiator 2. He takes the air out of what everybody else is doing.
You motherfuckers would be sucking dick in Pelican Bay when I'm done with you. Is that what he says in John Q to the fucking doctors?
Jesus, I don't remember that fucking.
I don't think so. I think
No,
that's
it's Training Day.
a deleted
That's,
scene.
that sounds like two completely different men, the Training Day guy and the John Q guy.
John Q was a good dad. It's a wholesome dad.
I love my son. I love drugs and bitches.
John?
Did you catch James Woods' character's name in Scary Movie 2? I chuckled
what
when I
was it?
saw it. Father McFeely.
Dude, he fucking said. She said the child won't even let me touch her. Yeah, sometimes you have to give him candy.
Sometimes you have to give him candy.
Dude, it's so fucking
Jesus,
good.
man. And this is before like the big Catholic blow up too, isn't it?
No, Spotlight had already been.
No, I think
That was
it's
right
like
around the
literally.
same time.
I think it's literally like harping on
2001.
that.
2001 is when that movie came out.
I
Did you
mean,
guys read anything about his actual like backstory, like James Woods?
As a human being, no, not really.
Yeah, apparently the guy's a fucking genius.
I have a couple notes
They
about
said
it.
he had like 180 IQ or something like that, and he actually attended MIT on a full scholarship.
How the hell did he get into acting?
I think that's just something he wanted to pursue. That's like was a passion of his. It
Yeah, I
said
think
he
he
dropped.
was
I read he dropped out like his last year at MIT to pursue acting full time.
So I had to piggyback on what you just said, Joy. His IQ test, he scored a perfect 800 on the verbal portion, and then a 779 or 780 on the math.
So he fucked up on the math. What a fucking idiot!
Wild.
Yeah,
What happened to those 20 points, James?
It'll leave something for Montoya out there. Some scraps.
I don't know why. I don't know if you two have this issue, but I was going through his IMDb, and I thought to myself, I know I just saw James Woods has a new show coming out. I think it's on Fox, but I couldn't find it. And then I realized James Woods is one of those guys I always mix up with somebody else, and that is Dennis Leary.
Nah, I don't mix those two up.
Wait, which one's Dennis Leary?
Exactly.
He had the Fireman TV show forever.
Oh, that guy.
Yep.
He's more of a
I can kinda see
comedian,
it.
I think. I think James Woods more of a tough guy to me.
Well, it's free pub. Dennis Leary has a new show coming out. So
There you go. Shout out Dennis Leary. Gwen's dad in The Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield.
So James Woods has been around a long time. His first acting credit was 1971 in a film called All the Way Home. That's impressive.
He's still considered active, but he hasn't really been in like the Hollywood circle in a while,
I think
right?
the only thing he does now is like voice work.
I think he's not a fan of the modern liberal world, if you will.
Very Republican leaning.
Yes.
Right wing.
A staunch supporter, as they say.
Very excited for what's about to happen in 4 days.
Oh, hell
Is
yeah.
it 4 days?
Oh, yeah.
What's today?
Is that when TikTok gets banned?
Oh, yeah. I
it's
think
3 days.
that's the 19th, yeah.
So
MLK Day? He's a big fan of MLK Day?
that is Monday. To your point of him kind of being on the outskirts of Hollywood, Hades from the Disney franchise is his favorite role, and he states that he will continue to play the character whenever needed until the day he dies because he loves the character so much. And I realize that because he has been in every Kingdom of Hearts game they've ever created.
Oh, yeah. He definitely
You sound like such a fucking boomer right there. You
it's
say
Kingdom
of
Hearts, but yeah, you go ahead.
Jesus.
You can tell this guy's not into JRPGs, Joe.
Yeah, he says here, is it a game called Kingdom of the Heart?
The Kingdom of the Hearts.
Oh, shit, dude.
Us for nerds know it's Kingdom Hearts, but yeah, he does great.
Those
The
are
voice
like
is great.
those are the nerdiest fucking.
Oh yeah,
fucking
that's not
games,
something you
dude.
like wear with pride necessarily, but his voice is great, especially as Hades. I love him as
I
a
remember
character.
playing the first Kingdom Hearts.
It is. You got it.
Chris, do
We got there.
the Kyrie's Heartline, Chris.
You'll never take Kyrie's heart. That's what happens when Riku beats your ass 20 times. You have to keep watching.
Sounds like
the
somebody
cutscene
loves
over and
this
over.
franchise.
That was Jesse McCartney
It was.
did the voice for.
No, he was
for
Roxas,
Sora.
wasn't he?
No. I think
Haley
his
Joel
voice is
Osment
Sora.
was Sora.
Oh, was it?
R.I.P.
Don't come at me, dog.
Wait, is he
What's wrong with
fucking
Haley Joel
dead?
Osment?
Is it the Jesse McCartney dude?
Oh my god!
I don't think he's
No,
dead
I was
either.
talking about Haley Joel
Oh,
Osment.
sorry.
I mean, he was actually dead in Sixth Sense, right?
Yeah, no. Bruce
Spoiler
was.
alert.
Jesus.
Bruce was.
There's like 10
Twist.
spoilers we've done in the past 30 seconds.
The last bit I have about James Woods.
James
is
Woods,
that
right? That's what we're talking about.
Is that not Dennis Leary? Is that he fired his agent for not telling him of Quentin Tarantino's offer to star as Mr. Orange / Freddy in his crime film
Damn.
Reservoir Dogs.
Why would you not tell him that?
Well, he fired his
That's-
ass. So.
That's
It
92.
was what? Tim Roth. It was a Tim Roth.
That's Tim Roth's role, yeah.
James could do better than Tim Roth, but
I don't know. Tim
Yeah.
Roth was really good as like a sniveling,
Obnoxious little
crying,
asshole.
weeping, obnoxious puss. I don't
I
think
don't
James
see-
Woods would have
yeah.
been good in that
I
role.
don't see James
James
Woods
is too
bowing
bulky.
down. But again, it's 1992. I'm not sure what he looked like at the time or what his persona was like.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if we go based off of fucking vampires movie, then
Yeah. He's
not
Jack
at
fucking
all.
Crow, baby. Jack Crow. You gotta say it like that every time.
next up, Anthony Montoya. Although I don't think Anthony's ever actually said played by Daniel Baldwin, who was in, this was a little hard to figure out, Paparazzi and Nothing But Trouble.
Man, the dude's got over like 150 acting credits. Like
He's
across
got 14
all of his IMDb.
Upcoming.
But he's been in a whole lot of nothing. May have the worst average IMDb movie score I have ever seen.
Fuck.
Give me this.
3 and 4s abound with two. He's got a 2002's Vegas Vampires at a 2.2.
Jesus. We got to cover
the fourth
that.
installment. The fourth
You know who actually fucking
Is that part of this franchise?
I don't think so.
You know who directed the movie? Fred
Cody
Williamson.
Carpenter.
Fred Williamson from Dusk Till Dawn. The black guy, Frost.
Oh,
one who, like,
jeez, man.
Yeah.
Oh, he's actually a good actor. I don't know what he's apparently not a good director.
Well, we talked about him in our from Dusk Till Dawn episode.
Jeez, dude.
I don't think we referenced Vegas Vampires then, but
Vegas Vampires
we
wasn't
talked
on our
about being a
radar then,
director.
but it is now.
So, I got a little bit of a sad story to tell you here, guys. Daniel Baldwin, 1998, Vampires. You both said this guy.
if you tell me he shot somebody like his brother, I'm going to lose my
no,
mind.
he's not that bad. Although allegedly, apparently, I'm not sure. You both said how he was able to portray this character as like a sleazy, greasy dude. Well, there was a reason.
Oh,
He was
boy.
admitted to the hospital in critical condition after he was found in his hotel room suffering from a drug overdose in 1998.
They're suffering from a vampire bite.
This dude's probably high as shit on this set.
I kind of do get the, like, he's high half the time vibe now that you say that in the performance. Just from the way he speaks, he's just like, Jack, are we going to fucking do this?
Furthermore, in 2006, Daniel allowed the show Primetime to follow his progress through drug rehabilitation in order to shine a light on the mind of an addict and to share the personal issues that landed the then 46-year-old into rehab for the 9th time.
Jeez, man. At that point, is it even rehab anymore?
That was 2006. I don't know where he is today, but I hope
Shit,
he's
he
doing
needs
okay.
to go three more times. Make it a dozen, you know?
No shit. So he's the second oldest of the 4 Baldwin brothers, of course, all of whom are actors. But from what I read, his biggest role was that NBC TV series, Homicide: Life on the Streets. It's supposed to be actually worth watching. It's considered the first great serialized cop drama.
It's not vampires?
It's not vampires.
That's tough.
It's like the grandfather to The Wire, which is pretty high praise. It takes place in the Baltimore Police Department as well.
I don't know anything at all about Billy Baldwin. Just a random fact there.
Billy, he's the Biosphere one, right?
No, that's Steven.
No, it's Steven.
Damn it. Which one's Billy?
See?
Steven's the coolest
Exactly.
one.
Steven is not the coolest one. Alec is probably
Steven's
the
the
coolest
coolest one, hands down, man.
Alec was in The Departed, bro.
Fuck Alec Baldwin.
I mean, everyone says that now, but he was in The Departed. We can't deny that. He was great in that.
He was in 30 Rock. That's also pretty solid.
Exactly. Retrospect, man. People shitting on stuff they used to love just cause.
All right. Back in the movie. It's been a while.
Like the Flintstones.
Jack and Montoya
Stephen
are
Baldwin's in
looking.
Flintstones.
Oh, that's in the sequel.
Damn
Oh,
it. Is he Barney?
he's in
Yeah.
the yeah.
Fuck. Why do I remember that?
Is it Viva Las Vegas? Is that
Viva,
the sequel?
Yeah.
Viva Rock Vegas.
Viva Rock Babies.
Viva Rock Vegas. God damn.
All right, back on the rails. Here we go. Jack and Montoya are looking at a house. All right. Jack drives a SWAT van with his entire crew of vampire hunters, while Montoya drives one of the most badass Jeeps that I've already talked about. The vampire hunters work through the house, hooking and dragging every single vampire one by one out into the sunlight for a good roast, thanks to a winch on Montoya's Jeep. The only person of this
Dude,
crew
that first
I was
vampire looking like 4-leaf Tayback from fucking Tropic Thunder. when they're gunning them down, and the motherfucker just da-da-da-da-da-da.
This opening scene, man, is some of the finest opening scene work I've ever seen.
I thought it was great. I think a big problem with this movie is it kind of blows its load in the first 20 minutes.
100% agree.
Yeah, like you said, it cuts to Jack Crow scoping out a hit and then just goes at it. Like, this is the idea for the movie, and it's presented to me in the first 5 minutes.
it sets itself so high, such an octane that it can't go any higher than this. So
Yeah.
I mean,
when we watched the trailer, even Joy pointed out, like, this is Twisters with vampires, you know, like, and Twisters, like, that you're chasing tornadoes throughout the movie. And as we'll see here, the whole idea of this group of fucking guys hunting vampires doesn't last long.
this is true. Of this group, the only person I wanted to call out is a man named Caitlin, played by Mark Boone Jr., who was in Memento, 30 Days of Night, and The Thin Red Line. And I bring up The Thin Red Line. Why, boys?
Thomas Jane in it?
Thomas Jane is in The Thin Red Line.
Dude, I don't even fucking know he's in the movie. I just default to that anytime you say something.
That's a Terrence Malick joint. There's a ton of people in that movie.
I made it happen again. All right.
Wasn't that motherfucker Frankenstein in a Frankenstein movie?
He was. Oh, no, you're mixing him up with Eckhart.
Okay, that's two actors I get mixed up.
Yeah, they have very similar chins.
I mixed Mark Boone Jr. up with a guy we've already covered because I was trying to find Feast in his IMDb, and that would be Dwayne Whitaker.
Oh, come on. This doesn't like Mark Boone Jr.
I think Mark Boone Jr., his big thing is Sons of Anarchy, right?
Bobby Munson. Yeah, he's he's considered like the most beloved character from the series, I think.
Not Perlman?
No, everyone hates Perlman. Clay, he's a fucking asshole.
No, I've actually never seen the show.
Bobby's like the lovable guy.
I actually didn't mind it. Or I didn't hate it. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was better than it should have been, I thought. But yeah, I know him from Memento and Batman Begins, of course. Got to shout out your boy Chris Nolan whenever you can.
The crew are happy with their work making 9 goon skulls. However, Jack realizes that the master was not in the house. They all throw a party at the local motel full of booze and sexy women. One of those women, named Katrina, tries to help Jack set his mind at ease. Meanwhile, the master, named Valak, shows up to seek revenge for his fallen bloodsuckers. While Jack is away, Valak bites Katrina within her inner thigh.
But you fucking no, hell fucking no. You
Go ahead,
just
Joey.
bites her inner fucking thigh, brother. This man literally taught me how to eat pussy. Like when I was fucking 9 years
Lips
old.
on lips.
This shit was crazy.
When you was 9 years old, I'm pretty sure you were still a little confused.
No, I was like 12 or something. How old was I?
Still was a little confused.
God, I was 12. No, that scene right there. It is the scene that sticks out with me the most. If anybody was talking about vampires, that scene right there, as a kid, just gave me like, as a 12-year-old, gave me a special tingle.
Sexually charged scene.
In my dingle. You heard me?
Well, see, there's the difference. You were watching this at 12, and I was 98. I was 7. So.
Oh, I like this part. She looks like she's having fun.
Ryan, don't talk to me during this part.
Shut up. Give me that pillow.
What's she doing? Why is she making that noise? She about to come. Shut your fucking mouth.
The scene seemed like it was so much longer than it was.
He about to make her honey hole sparkle. I fucking typed that.
Jesus Christ. Is that a Twilight reference?
Oh, shit. Oh, man, that thigh action, brother.
Yeah, it was the next level, bro. I did like before they, when they had just cleared the house out, they were like being celebratory. They said, not bad for a day's work. Now let's go get the hookers.
I'm going to tell you what, man. I bet telling a girl you'll kill vampires for a living, like at the very least, gets you an enthusiastic hand job.
I love the way they deliver it, man. They deliver it like they're 14-year-old boys. Because he tells this chick, he's like, yeah, we kill vampires. And then she's like, nuh-uh. He's like, hey, Mark Boone Jr. Or Catlin, whatever his name is. Tell her what we do. We kill vampires. It's such a fucking high school kid. How badass he is.
In that scene, Baldwin looked pretty high.
He does, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think he was actually high in this part of the movie. Like, he was really engrossed in his character's motivations. But yeah, let me jump back real quick. Because, you know, the special or the practical effects already starts off in that very first scene. What'd you guys think about the actual fight with the vampires inside the rundown shack? Like, watching them take the stakes and literally driving it to the head of the vampire and into the chest of the vampire. I loved how, like...
The penetration is nice. Is that what you're asking?
It looks so fucking good, right?
Yeah.
And then when they're pulled outside, and they literally, I think how they performed the practical effects of them catching on fire, they had, like, flares in, like, the forearms.
Yeah, they shoot off at, like, weird angles.
Costumes.
Like fireworks.
So cool. Yeah.
Yeah, but it looked like real, like, pyrotechnics going on.
In that same shot that you're talking about, Joe, with the stake to the head, he pulls that stake out, he being Crow, and just starts jamming him in the stomach. And it's like, it shows the brutality of what it has to be like to actually kill a vampire. Like, it's not easy.
Yeah, it's not like that clean cut, like just one stab that you get in a lot of movies where it's over romanticized, which Jack will tell us later in the movie.
It might be a way for Carpenter to show that these guys are trained as vampire hunters, but at the same time, they're kind of so good at it that they make it fun for themselves. Like, he could have easily stabbed that vampire in the heart and been done with it, but he's literally like stabbing him in the gut, and they're fucking shooting him 1,000 times. No one's not gonna do anything.
Yeah, there's like sport involved here, it seems. Like, they're hunting together, you know.
And if you back up even further, James Woods, before they walk in the house, goes, "All right, boys, we're doing this by the book." And I thought to myself, what in the hell does off the book mean?
None of that bullshit we tried last time.
You're killing vampires.
We all got oiled up and naked and just wrestled them for 30 minutes. We're here to fucking kill.
So to move forward, hotel, inner thigh biting, according to me, at 7. Katrina was played by a woman named Cheryl Lee, who was in Winter's Bone and The Red Shoe Diaries.
Are you fucking kidding me? That's all you got?
Yeah. Was there something else?
This is very relevant to what we talked about to open the show.
This is considered probably one of the most famous faces in the history of especially early 90s television. This is Cheryl Lee, who you may know as Laura Palmer from a little show called Twin Peaks.
Oh, yes.
David Lynch's masterwork that ran from 1990 and finished in 2017. She's a big deal, man.
Well, here's the thing. I think in this movie, she actually is a big deal, too, in terms of how she's able to emote with, like, her facial expressions. Because there's no meat on the bone in this script for her. There's a lot of fucking gyrating. There's a lot of fucking shaking your titties. And there's a lot of, like, eyes. Like, she has some, like, very piercing, powerful gazes.
They got her looking at Danny Baldwin.
Yeah, she wasn't a really professional actress when David Lynch found her pretty much for Twin Peaks. And he's one of those guys who casts weird people for weird reasons or whatever and kind of uses them over and over. But he said something about her, he felt like she deserved to be an actress or to be a star. But she wasn't in a lot of things outside of stuff that he put her in, honestly. But yeah, she is something about this movie, man. She's super hot in this movie.
I didn't enjoy her character, and I don't know if it's the dialogue that they gave her or how she's portraying it.
I enjoy when they had her tied up on that bed, face down, boy.
Woo!
Yeah, it's one of them 10-year-old boy scenes right there. Creepy. She was watching it as a grown man, but it's a
I don't know about that. That put some
not her
special kinks in my life. Holy shit!
I'm talking about her co-star there.
Here's the thing: Daniel Baldwin had a direct influence on my sexual appetite.
That explains a lot for this show.
I want to be just like this man when I grow up. That's what you're telling me?
Dude, I'm embodying Montoya. I live the life.
Physically, you're trying to look like him. Like, let me just
Joey owns a various collection of leather vests.
Dude did rock a vest the whole damn movie, didn't he? But yeah, just speak to her before we disappear away from her because I think she deserves more screen time than we're giving her. Twin Peaks, A Fire Walk with Me. That was a 1992 film that Lynch made when they canceled the show to kind of give her character a backstory. Because the first shot of the first episode of Twin Peaks is her dead body wrapped in plastic. And that's, even with that, her face is still like the most memorable thing you'll see over the course of that series. But Fire Walk with Me, fantastic. Good movie.
Her vampire's character, Katrina, was chosen by UGO.com as one of the top 50 sexiest vampires of all time.
I'll throw it in there, but I can't think of 50 total in my mind.
Well, don't be going looking because UGO.com no longer exists.
What the fuck is UGO.com?
I don't know.
They run out of fucking GoDaddy money or some shit.
You can get shit hosted for free these days. Damn, UGO.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yu-Gi-Oh bought them motherfuckers out. Tired of you stealing all of our traffic. This card game is taking off in Japan.
On the other coin here, who's doing the sucking, Valak, is played by Thomas Ian Griffith, who was in Triple X and The Karate Kid 3.
Terry fucking Silver, bitch. This dude is such a badass, man.
Is he the rival in that one?
He's like, he kind of like coerces Daniel LaRusso to train under him as payback for what he did to Cobra Kai. And like,
is he like a Cobra Kai acolyte or something?
Yeah. He's like he served with who was the guy? Was it Johnny?
Johnny's
the sensei from the first one.
No,
yeah,
he
they
was
like
a student
served
in the first
together. Who's the sensei?
I can't think of his name.
Anyway,
I know
that
you're talking about
guy. They're buddies or whatever, and it's like a whole big like scheme to get back at Daniel LaRusso. Anyway, the guy is like so sleazy and fucking. Trying to think. I don't want to talk about it. I was going to talk about Dr. Disrespect, but everybody's going to say, like,
oh, man.
Shit.
Canceled. Sorry.
Anyway, a big inspiration for Dr. Disrespect's character is Terry Silver.
Oh, shit, really? I can kind of see it now that I've...
Yeah.
The wig and everything, I can see it on this guy's face.
No, don't talk about this shit.
I had a note specifically for Chris here about Mr. Thomas Ian Griffith. He was a fan of the NHL's Hartford Whalers prior to their move to Raleigh, North Carolina in 1997 when they became the Carolina
Hurricanes. Yeah, people still wear Whalers gear to the games. It's very charming.
Speaking of that, Greensboro is getting a hockey team.
I saw that. Is it going to be tied to the NHL or is it just some kind of amateur
hell
thing?
fucking no.
They're going to be a part of the ECHL, which is the East Coast Hockey League. They currently has 30 teams, one of which is in Norfolk.
Hell yeah, it might become me a hockey player. I've always wanted to play.
So back to the film here. Valak kills everyone in sight, sparing only Jack, Montoya, and Katrina, who all get away in a beat-up pickup truck. They crash the truck at sunrise, decide to use Katrina to see what Valak's next move will be, and then steal Frank Darabont's car to go back to the hotel. Montoya and Katrina go to a different hotel, while Jack dismembers the dead by himself in the matter of an afternoon.
You don't do it alone, Jack. You know the rules.
Dude, there's so many rules that we haven't really talked about. There's like
fuck
rules,
you,
like
Montoya.
guidelines to this shit. Rule number 7, never bury a team member by yourself.
Jack Crow don't give a fuck, man.
But he doesn't bury anybody. He chops them up, and then he burns the hotel down.
I think that's just the terminology for the process he's going through there. Some like really, I don't know, the whole like bromance between these two guys. It's borderline.
And then we get more. We get more of the while he's chopping up bodies.
Yeah, dude, I wrote down here. This is the soundtrack is Stevie Ray Vaughan meets Michael Myers.
So
I swear to God,
man.
if Stevie Ray Vaughan scored Halloween, this would be it. Boom, ba-dum, ba-dum,
Dude,
ba-dum,
the
boom,
Valak
boom.
kill on, I got him on here as Tubby, but I guess his name is Caitlin.
Catlin.
When he answers the door is fucking sick, man. It's like that's some Jason Voorhees shit. Like he literally like puts his hand into his gut and cuts him straight up.
Yeah,
and then
that was
the
good.
actual practical effects literally show him splitting apart and like blood and gore and fucking organs just flying out.
That looked
So
great.
Dude, I didn't remember this movie being like this. Like,
Yeah, I remember it being this
so gory.
gory. I'm pretty sure we watched a DVD or VHS copy, right? So we had to have seen unedited versions. We didn't see TV versions of this.
Yeah, but I think they have the regular rated R and then they have the uncut.
Yeah, I guess everything we see
This is the
now is
uncut, the one I
uncut,
watched.
Yeah, so I guess we're all watching it now.
Yeah, I was going to Brewers and always making vampires out of damn stock.
You're damn right. I'm gonna go ahead and box Hootie out on that one.
It's always rented.
So this is, of course, when we get there, he sees. What did you guys think about like the montage of him killing everybody in the fucking hotel? It was like slow motion kind of, and there was a lot of fading in and out.
Padre comes in with a shotgun.
It was a little awkward, I thought. I didn't really understand what was going on there. Was time supposed to be passing?
Well, I think it was one of those. I mean, we have several sequences that are montages throughout the movie.
Yeah,
that
like,
don't even seem like time's really passing.
Yeah,
it's not really even. It's not even a fucking montage because things are happening one after the other, and it's like rapid succession. It's not like a long period of time.
It's
like
the opposite of what
montage.
you would use a montage for, right?
Yeah.
That's why I was kind of confused about the transitions. They were all fades. I was like, "What the hell are we doing, John?"
I think it's just cut down on runtime, cut down on budget to like film it that way.
Was he trying to hide some effects
fast,
works
bang,
in there
boom.
too? Maybe.
Possibly, yeah. But I think it's really effective for showing just how powerful Valak is as like a master, as like one of the big bads of the actual vampire universe in this movie.
We will soon learn about old Valak as well.
Well, what about James Woods flying through the air, mag dumping into fucking
That
Valak
was
like
the
he's in the
shit.
Matrix? Dude, that shit was so
Slow
cool.
motion, yeah.
And that's where we get the Jack Crow.
Jack Crow. He's like, oh fuck.
How did he know my fucking name?
Well, yeah, that's a big part of the movie is the fact that he knows his name, and he should know his name. Somebody's been saying some stuff to the vampires that they shouldn't know.
Jack's got a bit of a reputation around the vampire community.
I forgot to put it in my notes, and I apologize to back up this far, but there is a weapon that is pretty famous, at least in my eyes, in this movie, the crossbow.
Oh, yeah.
That where you can shoot a vamp in the head or wherever you want to shoot him, and it connects to the Jeep that pulls the vampire out of the house. So
Yeah, so like the arrows are tethered to the winch device on the Jeep.
Which
Carrying
is
it
why
on his hip, like that's the image you think of when you think of them hunting, right?
But when he flies through the air shooting sideways, he's trying to get to that crossbow.
Pop, 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 pop. But it's nighttime. What the hell good is it? I guess he's still trying to go through the heart, right?
Jack goes to see the Cardinal, who informs him that the European team has been wiped out. And they all learn that Valak is the original vampire born in Prague, and thanks to the Catholic Church, created into the first vampire. The Cardinal makes Jack take a new priest with him, Father Adam.
Get you.
Padre.
Or
You say
Padre.
guitar, but add yo at the end of it.
Just say
Padre.
Padre.
As he'll be informed to the rest of the show, to help him take down Valak. And Padre is played by Tim Guinea, who was in Iron Man and also, surprisingly, Blade.
Yui Kitano Blade. These movies actually came out the same year too, which is pretty cool.
You think he made the right decision to which franchise to put all of his
He
weight
was
behind?
in both.
No, he's definitely a bigger part in this one than Blade. I have no memory of this motherfucker in Blade.
No, man, he was the fucking. He was
come on
like
now.
the hematologist.
If I showed you his
The
picture, you would say that's
hematologist.
Padre. You would say that's
y'all
Padre.
remember the hematologist? He turns like a damn vampire zombie or some shit.
I don't know.
The guy who's covered in burns.
All I know, Joy, is
Bites him and he
motherfuckers
turns like a
always
zombie.
trying to
Always
ice
trying
skate
to ice
uphill.
skate uphill, bitch. But this guy, done a lot of TV work. He's on Hell on Wheels. I know Hootie references that every
Oh,
once in a
there
while
we
for
go.
some
2 weeks in a
random-ass
row.
reason. And he's actually in the first season of The Punisher. John Bernthal's The Punisher.
I saw that. I don't remember him at all.
I don't either. This is Padre to me.
I love The Punisher. The series season 2 was not very good.
Yeah, it was just too much. But I do like John as a character. I'm glad to see he's coming back.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, I don't know if it's better than Thomas Jane or not, but I have a bias.
Well, no comment.
Padre tells Jack all about his parents being killed by vampires and the church making him into a vampire hunter. To which Jack tells him that only sunlight and wooden stakes through the heart work. Garlic and all the other shit are made up.
I really like that they make the decision to cut out a lot of the bullshit when it comes to vampire mythology, and they make it like gritty, and they make it real in that just extreme violence is what kills vampires as opposed to like a fucking spice or a religious icon, imagery or whatever.
An idea, yeah.
Yeah,
it's flesh and bone is essentially how they would cut it. I think Carpenter, like obviously with this scene, is like explicitly telling you, like, this is how I would like it. Like I like stabby.
It's almost like he's
all this
spoofing,
fake shit.
He's just spoofing vampire shit at this point.
Yeah, he's just dunking on it.
Didn't they also make fun of the crucifix in Fright Night, where they did it for him as well?
Yeah, I think it was a point of they tried it out on him. No, they put it on his forehead, right? And it like burnt him.
No. The person that uses the crucifix has to believe in it.
Yeah,
that's right.
What it is.
That's right. Yeah.
Ed. So we talked about Baldwin, I guess Montoya back at the hotel with Miss Cheryl Lee at this point.
Yeah,
it's coming up, but yes.
Okay, that's definitely a point of conversation to be had there.
I'll let you go at it after I say that because I don't know what the hell happened. Katrina has a vision of Valak killing another priest within a church. She tries to jump out of the window. Montoya grabs her. Katrina bites him on the arm, and Montoya tries to burn the bite with a lighter. Jack finally shows back up to rejoin the duo. Now, I skipped over the naked scene and the tying her up and shit.
Did they actually try to present this as him cauterizing the wound?
Jesus.
His lighter was on his arm for like 4 seconds. Like, I understand it hurts. I get that. There's no way you can make me believe he cauterized that fucking wound in 4 seconds.
I wrote down Baldwin burning that arm sounded like he was taking a shit. Because he just goes...
To a 7-year-old me, I thought that was the coolest shit I'd ever seen.
Yeah, I think they even just trying to burn your fucking arm after that.
Somebody bite me. I got to burn this shit. I think they do it as a 1 or 2 to try to add to the impressiveness, but the acting is a little missing there for me. But yeah, this dude's rapey as fuck, man. You think this is
Hold
a cool
on now,
scene,
you
Joey?
need to calm down, brother.
Oh, I think he's right,
man.
Joey.
Look,
right,
first of all, she's turned into a fucking vamp. This whore is over here undulating. Body is undulating.
She never got paid.
She about to be out of control. He took her clothes off, gave her a bath.
She's too hot for Jack.
Gave her a nice.
He gave her a bath.
He talks about it.
He
gave
cleaned
her a
her up,
bath,
he says.
cleaned her up real good, put her face down, ass up, and then tied her to the bed so she don't bite nobody and act a fool. You know what I mean?
Okay, I'll give you that. Why does he?
She be jerking around and shit. She gonna end up hurting herself.
But he does like this really awkward. I'm gonna assault
the way
you.
He fucking leaned over her and pulled that tape off.
Why are you doing that? You
It's like he's rubbing his.
You could have been normal at any point because he acts like
At any point.
At any point, he could have been like, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I had to do this."
It's sensual, okay? It's sexual.
And then he even throws the blanket over her. I was like, "Why did you even not have it on her to begin with?"
Well, I wouldn't have.
And he holds her by the mouth, and he's like, "Now, if I lift my hand,
I'll break your fucking neck."
He said, "I'm gonna snap your fucking neck."
Yeah. Jesus, man, this dude.
Spoiler alert: he falls in love with this lady.
Yeah, this is love in the making here. I just got tired of seeing her getting assaulted at this point, dude. Because she's already been smacked several times. Jack threw her on the sidewalk.
Not even a fucking human anymore. She's a vampire. Okay?
Jack threw her on the sidewalk earlier in the movie, straight up on the concrete. The actress was on the ground.
He fucking says, this motherfucker said, he's got her. And at this point, she's gonna be turned to a vampire, and they have this. She has this telepathic link with Valak, so they're gonna use her as bait.
Yeah.
Motherfucker says, I got it right over here somewhere. I'm gonna use this piece of shit to get to the master, and whoever tipped him off, talking about Katrina.
Yeah, Katrina's a piece of shit.
And then fucking Montoya before that says, "Leave the bitch. She's fucking dead anyway." Dude, I fucking love that. Just treating her like trash.
Love
at
his
this
life.
point. She becomes a vampire. She's no better than fucking trash. So her getting a bath and getting a towel.
Oh, these are rewards.
Be allowed to live is a fucking reward.
Dude, I think you got some anger you need to get out of you. If you see yourself in this guy.
Another piece that I got frustrated with in this little hotel weird scene was that Montoya wakes up from a nap on the couch, and he goes to this bag of what appears to be fast food. He pulls a burger out, and he bites the burger.
It's dry
And
as
he
fuck.
acts like it's 4 months old.
Yeah, it's weird. Why would you like let the burger like cool down? Who has a cold cheeseburger, man?
He's like, oh, this is going bad.
This is shit. I bought this shit 2 days ago.
Katrina has another vision. Valak decapitates a priest who marked a map to show the area where the Black Cross should be. Jack comes to see the carnage the next day in San Miguel, while Valak and his covenant of fellow masters rise from under the ground to hunt at night.
What do you guys think of this whole, like, the masters going into the actual ground?
I think these protectors of the cross are like weak as fuck, dude. Is that what we're talking about?
No. We haven't got to that part quite yet.
Oh, the idea of them burying themselves at night.
Yeah. As like
That's pretty
a
cool.
means to protect themselves. I think it's like really badass watching them come out of the ground.
But is there like one guy who touches everybody up at the end? Logistically? Like, like somebody has to come check everybody's shit.
I think it's a great way to take a movie from a $60 million budget to a $20 million budget.
Damn right.
Pretty good.
Oh, build caves? No, dog. Dig a damn hole. Everybody
They don't
digs their
sleep.
own hole.
Motherfuckers don't sleep in coffins. They just dig holes in the ground and sleep in that shit like they're goddamn gopher.
Oh, we're not hiring any carpenters for this shit. You got a shovel? But I feel like there's got to be one guy who like comes and checks everybody's shit for holes, right?
He goes by and he does the Bear Grylls shit. He takes like a fucking branch and he just wipes it over the thing to make it look natural.
It's a cool setup. It definitely feels like it's one of the big
It's
ideas
unique.
of the movie.
I enjoy it.
Just had an idea of like a suburban dad thinking he's got like a gopher problem and he's shoving like gopher poison in the ground.
Damn, it's big ass holes over here. It's fucking. They got Bill Murray over here fucking from Caddyshack, just dropping in little
Valak's
plastic
just waiting
explosives.
for the damn sun to go down so he can just destroy this man.
Padre tells Jack about the exorcism of Valak in France. However, it turned into a reverse exorcism where Valak left and the demon stayed, creating said original vampire. Meanwhile, Valak and his fellow masters mow through a Spanish sanctuary and find the Black Cross that can grant them the ability to walk in the sun, or as Blade is referenced, a daywalker.
Daywalkers. Yeah, these protectors of the cross are weak as fuck, dude.
Well, they're a bunch of priests. They're not like armed guards or anything. This shit's a secret.
At this point, you learn like the church employs these vampire hunters. Why would you not put a crew on location at the cross?
Well, I mean, he's already mowed through the European team, so.
Fair enough.
Katrina tells them that Valak is holed up in a jail in Santiago. They go there to kill the bloodsucker. Jack, Montoya, and Padre go into the jailhouse for Padre's first vampire kill. They then use Padre as a decoy to lure another vampire into the elevator and out the front door thanks to that trusty crossbow.
You know what bugged the shit out of me about this whole series of events? They're in this town, Santiago, Texas. They talk about how many of the townspeople Valak probably converted into vampires.
Yeah,
or
they
turned
estimate,
into
right?
vampires. They estimate that the town had a population of 30.
Huge.
Why the fuck is this jail so big and intricate? This is a massive jail for a town that has 30 fucking people.
It has an elevator, right?
Has a fucking elevator.
Maybe it's a town built around a
Or
prison.
maybe this was like a relic from, I don't know, old war days or
Like an
something.
old bunker or something. I don't know. It just that bugged the piss out of me.
But yeah, like there's a quote here where he's talking to Padre about being the bait. He says, "Okay, Padre, lather up and shave your ass. You're the bait."
He's trying to convince Padre not to be the bait. But Adam the whole time is talking about how he played soccer and that makes him fleet of foot.
Oh, I'm
And
fast.
Crow
man.
is just totally disregarding it as a valid example of his agility. He's just like, no, I'm gonna fucking do it.
Nah, I got this, dog.
Man.
He said, "Well, you can drive." He said, "I can't drive."
James Woods' character in this movie is so fucking funny.
I liked it earlier. I think we might have skipped over it when he was kind of doing his whole preamble about this is what vampires are like and this is what we do. Da 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 da. He pulls over to the side of the road and just beats the fuck out of Padre for like 3 minutes for no like
He was
really
pissed.
explicable reasons.
I think it's to establish the pecking order, you know?
Montoya knows his place.
You're part of my team. You're under me.
Montoya's my bitch.
Night falls on the crew, and Valak comes out to play with an entire vampire army behind him, apparently all 30 of the people. Montoya and Katrina drive away, only for her to fully transform and bite Montoya on the neck in one of the strangest
Bite him on the fucking neck? Tear his fucking neck chunk out, you mean? This bitch comes away with a chunk of flesh the size of a goddamn dinner plate.
And then he just let her have it.
Oh yeah, he said he enjoyed it. He started feeling what she was feeling earlier in the movie.
I'll say, so is this the inverse of what she went through? Is this him receiving?
Oh, you get the pleasure, baby. This is the
take me, baby.
This is the Hellraiser situation right here. Pleasure in the pain, you know what I mean?
He cradles her head, and, like helps her.
Oh, he's calling her baby at this point too. It's so fucking weird. Like
dude,
the switch
this is
so
the guy
weird.
you want to be like, man.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean,
he's like petting
100%.
her hair while she's doing it. Oh, baby.
Yeah, that's what I do too.
Get in there, baby. Suck that mama.
I want to go back a second, and I want to talk about hands down the funniest scene in this movie.
When she transforms?
Woods, no. That's pretty funny too.
It's so abrupt, man.
When James Woods is on top of that lady vampire, and he's riding her out of the fucking jail.
Oh, yeah.
He's got that handgun in her face, just fucking
unloading it.
Magged
no
open
reason,
into her
dog.
fucking face, man.
He could have just been pistol whipping her the whole time.
He's yelling at her the whole time. Suck on this, you fucking cunt. Just while he's fucking shooting her in the face. Oh,
And if you look at that scene when he comes out, he's riding her and he comes out of the jailhouse, that is definitely not James Woods on that body.
Oh yeah, especially when he goes to barrel roll off of the body before it bursts into flames. Clearly not the same guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, her transformation I thought was like really sudden. Like it's like they're driving away. It cuts back to James Woods. They're doing their thing. Cuts back to the Jeep and she's already fully transformed. I was like, Jesus Christ, that came out of nowhere.
I didn't exactly understand why Montoya drove away.
Was he just running from the fight at that point?
Well, at this point, it's nighttime and you can't kill a if you were paying
a
attention, rule number 10, you can't kill a master
10.
at night.
Wait. You didn't get the rule book with your VHS, Hootie?
This is true. Well, I just didn't know he would just leave his boy Crow behind, you know?
Well, at this point, they're at odds with each other. They like almost come to blows, like not that long ago in the movie over Katrina.
Well, that's because I love her, Jack.
I'm going to use that piece of shit to... What did he say?
I'll use that piece of shit to find Valak. Fuck that bitch, she's fucking dead anyway.
I love her, Jack.
Complete 180.
That's the arc of this character Joy loves so much.
Valak ties up Jack so that he can be greeted by the Cardinal, who has made a deal with the devil himself to become an eternal vampire. Jack will be used in the ceremony by being tied to the cross. I don't remember this movie being so Catholic when I was a kid.
I think that was a big deal for the movie, is the fact that it took religion and it made it a big part of the story.
Yeah, this turn was like not in my memory at all. I was like, oh shit, this was actually an actual, like a subplot I totally forgot as a kid.
See, this is the subplot that actually should be what the movie focuses on instead of the subplot of like the romantic.
That's the idea, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I would second that. I think to your point, Chris, when we were kids, we didn't really understand what the Catholic Church was, so we didn't know what it meant.
It's the guy in the fancy robes. Who cares? But that character, Maximilian Schnell, is the actor that plays Cardinal. This dude had won an Academy Award for Best Actor in 1961.
Whoa.
Very impressive, yeah.
Good for him.
How brutal would it have been if they had the balls to actually film James Woods being nailed to a makeshift cross in this next scene?
That would have been some horrendous imagery from a pop culture.
Yeah, but it's
standpoint.
the whole movie is about like attacking, not really attacking, but tying religion into like creating the vampires, like creating the actual virus itself. Like what more visually disturbing way of really putting religion in the crosshairs than the image of James Woods screaming about cock while he's getting nailed to a cross.
Just as the ceremony is about to conclude, Padre blows a hole in the Cardinal's back with a sawed-off shotgun. Montoya shows back up, gets Jack off the cross, and the crew once again mow through a pile of bloodsuckers until daylight. Valak hides in a barn. Jack stabs him with the cross and uses the sun to burn him to a crisp.
I got to point out that Hootie did say jack off there, talking about getting him off the cross.
I was going to let it slide. Shit.
I don't know if it was hyphenated or not, but he definitely said. But yeah, I think this the whole him driving and crossbowing the top of the cross and dragging it. I was like, this is like some peak like late 90s action cheese right here, dude.
What a perfect shot on that cross and that crossbow.
Duck, bro, I got you. This is like some shit we would do in the backyard for sure.
I really wish we got a more elaborate fight scene with Crow and Valak.
Yes, that's a key negative for me in this movie.
It's ironic you're saying that because I was actually thinking about They Live. Me and Joy had watched that recently, like how long that fight scene was.
Man.
I was like, this is some shit like that's about to happen. Complete opposite. It's like 10 seconds.
So here we are, boys. Montoya decides that he and Katrina are going to head south.
Yeah, Montoya's destined to be a vampire at this point. Like,
He's got like 24 hours, right? Pretty much.
Nope.
Yeah.
Don't you worry, Montoya. Bon Jovi's coming. Jack tells him.
Wait, is he a villain in that one?
No, he's not.
Damn it.
The first movie is like
does anybody reprise their role at all?
Not that I saw.
No.
Jack tells him that he has 2 days, and then he will come hunt him. Padre and Jack go back into the jailhouse to finish off the rest and talk about different kinds of wood. The end.
Dude likes talking about wood, bro. I think this is the best part of the movie for me. Is just him letting his buddy go long enough for him to come hunt him down. I did appreciate that.
It kind of got me. I was sad.
Nice bittersweet ending there.
And of course, we can't just not say it. Montoya found love.
I love her, Jack. I'm gonna be with her forever. In this Jeep that doesn't have sun protection.
He took the SWAT van on purpose.
He did. I thought that again, this is us, like, the whole point of the movie is, like, all the rules we know about vampires are garbage, right? That killing Valak would restore everybody that he had infected, you know? Those rules don't apply, though, I reckon.
That's actually a good point. What, hold on, let's think about this. Because Montoya tells Katrina that if they can kill Valak in time, it might be able to save her.
Yeah, before she transitions. Yeah.
Before she flips completely.
So if she flips, then she becomes like the new OG vampire?
No. She's not a master.
She's not the oldest at this point?
What do you mean?
I guess there's other masters in other continents.
There's other masters.
Oh,
is she the oldest American vampire at this point? Do I need to know about the canon for vampires?
I don't fucking
Hence,
know,
Chris,
man.
we have sequels to go over, okay?
Ask Cootie, he watches all the behind the scenes shit. He's over here, he's got some insider knowledge.
Don't worry. Bon Jovi's coming. Oh, yeah. So with that, it ends Vampires. What piece of memorabilia would you boys want from this film?
I'll go easy peasy, lemon squeezy right there on the cover art for me. Give me the crossbow. Big, silver, powerful. Take it home and shoot something with it.
I'm not really like a sunglasses guy myself, but considering I'm cursed to walk the earth with a pair of fucking spectacles already stapled to my face, just to function on a daily basis. But man, those shades that Jack Crow sports are smooth as fuck.
Those are nice.
However, the Black Cross of Bezier, it looks like something out of Dark Souls 3, so that would be a very close second.
I really thought about taking Jack's leather jacket. That thing is sweet.
You motherfuckers be picking some leather all the time.
I didn't pick it.
Y'all some Judas Priest leather daddies.
I didn't pick it.
Who got a little bit of leather daddy in him?
I love a good piece of leather, all right?
Wait, didn't he take the gimp suit from People Under the Stairs?
I did do that, yes. Badass suit. I wear it so much around the house. I will mow my lawn in that damn thing. But I've said it earlier in the show, the Jeep is so badass. I have to have the Jeep.
Is this show going to be sponsored by Jeep? Do we get, can I get that new electric Jeep? It looks pretty cool.
I do not buy that. It's been recalled a lot.
Oh, fuck me, right?
It is. I would trade my Jeep in right now if they told me I could get Montoya's Jeep from this film.
That specific 1997 model that's probably been rusted all to hell for the last 20 years.
I need Baldwin sweat and drug packets all over it.
I need all the sexual assault sweat that he left in the back seat when he was harassing that young lady.
Ooh, is that corn syrup? Oh, no, that's real blood. All right.
Yep.
So let's wrap her up, boys. What are our final thoughts about this film?
I'll go first here, keeping it short and simple. Vampires is peak late 90s schlock. Somehow works despite itself. James Wood chews scenery more than them vampires chew on them necks. Playing the ultra-violent, leather-clad Vatican hitman, hunting bloodsuckers across the Southwest. Just reading that plot is basically cowboys versus vampires. And that is amazing, but I would say it probably only hits about 80% of its potential. Practical effects are gnarly, the dialogue is pure cheese, and it is written from the heart of a 14-year-old boy. Still, when it works, it really works. It's Dusk Till Dawn meets a spaghetti western. This is not Carpenter's best, but it is cultic as hell, and I give it a B- for Mr. Carpenter.
So yeah, this was another movie that was constant rotation at my grandparents' house. But like I said earlier, I really forgot how like violent and gory the movie was. So it was definitely a treat, like revisiting that and getting to experience it again. And with that goriness and violence, the practical effects, they're on full display and honestly underappreciated. Would be my best way of describing them. James Woods, he kills this role, playing against type as a badass leading man. And I really see it as a missed opportunity that he didn't get the chance to perform in more action-oriented roles. I really like the movie being a horror western hybrid. It's not really something you see very often. For me, something like Bone Tomahawk is like one of the premier examples of that, and I don't really know many other horror western type movies. But yeah, it has the western visuals, settings, action, and then the score by JC. It really complements the tone that he was going for, very, very well. I do wish the final fight between Crow and Balak had a little more substance and depth. It felt kind of anticlimactic, in spite of that dramatic explosion to cap it off. The entire movie builds up to this moment. Balak slaughtering Crow's entire team, his unending pursuit and mind games he plays with Jack, only for it to be over in a matter of what feels like a couple of fleeting moments. Balak is supposed to be this all-powerful being, the first vampire, but he goes out like a bitch. But I don't know, the biggest shock of all to me is my actual grade for this movie, which is going to come out to a B. I was not expecting a B.
What were you thinking, a C?
Oh, I was thinking C at best.
Damn.
John Carpenter's Vampires is a film that I had not rewatched in probably 20 years. When I was young, this movie was on television nonstop, and I probably watched the film before any of Carpenter's other works. Sorry, Halloween. I thought James Woods was the baddest dude on the planet by how he portrayed Jack Crow. It was either James Woods or The Rock at this point in my life. Hell, I wanted to be Jack Crow and just mow through vampires wearing a sweet-ass leather jacket. Upon rewatching this film, it may not hold up to the version I had in my memory bank. The opening scene is amazing, and the last act is very good as well until the final fight scene. However, the middle seems a little convoluted at times, and this could have been trimmed down significantly from the 1 hour and 49 minutes, maybe to the sweet spot of 1:30 would have been perfect. Carpenter's direction is always, it's pretty solid, but you can tell he was all over the place on the tone of this film, looking at that hotel scene. And even after saying all that, I still really enjoy vampires a great deal, and I give this film a B.
All right, so to cap our audience score, guesses from Rotten Tomatoes. This is a game we play for within 5 points. We get to choose what to watch next. Otherwise, we get a random assignment from the internet. Since this was Hootie's choice, it was only Joseph and myself. We guessed a 65% for me. 30% from Joy.
Yeah, I was not expecting very much from this movie,
30%
man.
from Joy. The actual
was
audience
not
score
expecting
on Rotten Tomatoes was a 47%.
Woo!
Wonk, wonk, wonk. So,
Back
since we
to
both
the
missed,
random.
could they hit that random wheel for the first time in quite a while, boys? I can't remember the last time we did one of these.
Actually, kind of exciting.
Come on, Ghosts of Mars.
Come on, 13 Ghosts.
God, Jesus, please.
It's the same year, probably.
And so we will spin the random wheel to see what we're going to land on this time, boys. Ooh, 1997 blind spot for me. Event Horizon. Sci-fi
Hey.
horror, I think.
It's a
We get
blind
to actually
spot for
talk
me.
about Lawrence Fishburne and him be in the movie as opposed to fucking Dream Warriors.
Oh,
yeah.
Larry.
Damn it, Larry. This is pre-Neo. Right before Neo, right? 2 years? So yeah, let's hop on YouTube. We're going to watch the official trailer for Event Horizon. If you want to watch along with us, you can do so on our YouTube channel. Otherwise, you will see us back here in a few moments. Well, all right, boys. That was the trailer for Event Horizon. Time to play our little meter game here, boys. Where do you think that sits at on the Rotten Tomatoes audience scale?
Dude, I know this movie has like a cult following, but however, cult following usually means
Duty, is that what you're saying?
like mid. It's always going to be like mid in terms of like the score and shit. So I'll go like 55.
Oh, that's the exact number I thought of.
Oh, really?
Ooh,
Fuck, you
box
gotta say it
out.
sooner.
Boxed out.
Got him.
Got his ass.
Because I haven't seen this, and I don't know a lot of people who've ever recommended this film to me, I'm going to go 48.
48. Damn. You're not putting me in a very good position here. Just to be contrarian and to get a chance at winning this motherfucker, I'm going to say this is at a 65% with the audience on Rotten Tomatoes. All right, quick Google. Looks like you can find this movie streaming pretty much nowhere. Rent or buy, wherever you choose to do those things. Either way, shell out if you got to pay to see it or go to your local library, considering this movie is over 25 years old. And thank you for listening. Check out HorribleFilmSchool.com to find links to our episodes, social channels, and the merch store. As always, you can support us for free in 3 simple ways. Rate, review, and subscribe. And if you're feeling generous, send us some tiny black crosses. I am going to send my support to women cyclically linked to pasty 800-year-old men.
As always, if you're hearing our voices, tell at least one person you know, spread the love, spread the campaign that is the Horrible Film School. And before I get out of here, got a plug. We just appeared on the Let's Talk Horror podcast for a second time. That just went live on YouTube as of recording of this show, and where we covered 2018's Overlord. And with that, I'm out.
Thanks for all the likes, the subs, the listens, the follows, the downloads. We really appreciate you guys and gals' support. As well as your time and attention. Be sure to join us next time in the maddening emptiness of space with 1997's Event Horizon. Class dismissed.